Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis, and it is April 9th. Zur has arrived. He's down over on the EDZ in the Winding Cove. Let's go up to his little cliffside where everybody seems to be at, see what he is selling. Also, we did record the last word this morning, had a morning show. Just me and Lord Cognito, so a two-man show covering both some Outriders and Destiny topics, so definitely stay tuned for that one to show up on the channel. Also, we'll be live on audio platforms very soon this afternoon, so Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all that stuff. So look for the audio there, and you'll see the video come up a little bit later. But let's see what Zur has for now. Here we go. All right, gonna have some interesting loot. Be curious to see these stats. Don't forget to buy your exotic engram. Get your chance to get exotics you don't already have. And of course, get you a good roll on a piece of armor. For the weapon this week, we've got the Prospector. This is a grenade launcher. Excavation is the perk. Press fire grenades, release to detonate all live grenades. Basically, so it's an auto fire grenade launcher style. It's kind of a unique one. Full auto trigger system. Holding down the trigger will fire this weapon full auto. When you release the trigger, you're going to detonate all the live grenades on the ground. Grenades stick to surfaces and set targets on fire. So lots of cool things with the grenade launcher. Sadly, as cool as it sounds, it's never quite lived up to any of its real potential. It's a fun grenade launcher to use every so often, but I don't ever see it getting a whole lot of use in many activities really ever. Just doesn't really live up to, its potential. So if you don't have it, buy it just so you can work on completing your collection. Sadly, you could probably toy around with it, but you're not going to get a lot of use of this in game or any specific builds or anything like that. I don't just see it used very often, which is kind of sad. Looks really cool, just doesn't really, beat a whole lot of other things that can apparently output a lot more DPS. So add it to your collection and then probably forget about it. So for the hunters, we've got the Wormhusk crown. Dodging gives a small amount of health and a shield bump. So anytime you're in a fight, especially PvP, this is a huge thing a lot of people use. What it's going to do is give you a small amount of health literally instantly and a little bump to your shield. So it's not going to fully heal and continuously heal like some other things do. It's just going to give you a bump to both health and shields, give you a little survivability. Maybe that dodge, change position, hide behind cover, let you get just enough to win that 1v1 gunfight. Stats, we got 15 in mobility, 10 in resilience. I wish recovery was higher here. Basically, no discipline. You got 15 intellect, 14 strength, and 15 mobility. Not bad for a hunter, to be completely honest. I know everybody still wants recovery for PvP, so that one wishingly was higher. But intellect, strength is, could probably move that one into recovery. But mobility, that is your dodge stat. So it's not a bad one. It's not perfect. Obviously, discipline being low. Recovery could definitely be higher, but it's a decent roll. I don't think it's amazing, but it's definitely a decent roll. Like, the stats at least make sense. Mobility for dodging and all that at least goes together. So, not a bad roll. Definitely one if you're a PvP person and a hunter and you like dodging. This is one that a lot of people use just to keep alive. So, if you don't have this one, it's not a bad pickup by any means. For the Titans, we've got the Mark 44 stand-asides. Seriously, watch out. So, what happens is grants an overshield when you're sprinting at full health. With Seismic Strike, Hammer Strike, and Shield Bath, basically any shoulder charge ability. Hits with these three abilities recharge a portion of your melee energy. In PvP, I swear it just gives you your shoulder charge back, so the portion is basically all of it. Overall, if you enjoy shoulder charge, these are kind of the thing to use. As for stats, again, we got a total of 63. Mobility, 19. That's a bit steep. I would like to see strength actually be the stat, and as the strength is 2, this kind of sucks, unfortunately. Strength is literally what you're going to use because that's your melee ability when that's charged. That's when you can use the shoulder charge. Discipline at 18 isn't bad, but recovery is really low. Intellect's not great. Strength isn't good. Unfortunately, the stat roll on this one is kind of garbage, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I am, but overall, high mobility, okay. Not really that great for a whole lot of things for a Titan. Resilience at least is a stat that makes sense, but low intellect, really low strength, and recovery, as this is probably going to be a decent PvP option, this is not a great stat roll. You probably have something better. If you don't have it, while the stats may not be great, you could make up in other places and try this thing out, but if you're trying to replace one you got with a better stat roll, this is probably not going to do it. Finally, we've got the FELWINTER'S Helm. Perk here is Warlord's End. Arc, Solar, and Void melee kills create a burst of energy that weakens nearby enemies, finishers, and kills against more powerful enemies, so anything like a major or a boss, increases the radius of the burst and the lengthen of the weakening effect. So if you get any type of melee kill with a Warlock, you're going to get a burst of energy that does damage and also weakens enemies, making them, obviously, a bit weaker, kind of staggered a little bit. It's a really cool thing, actually. So if you enjoy your melees, especially, again, it says any type of melee kill, It could be a, Celestial Fire ranged melee kill. Still going to get that burst. So overall, not too shabby. As this is a melee-based thing, again, we're looking for strength to be higher. Strength is not that high at 8. You at least have discipline and resilience. Oh, wait. Those don't really help you. We need literally everything shifted down. So if recovery was better, if intellect was better, if strength was better, this would be good. This is apparently the week of decent exotics, but not great stat rolls on most of these. The Wormhusk crown isn't bad, but again, lacking in one or two areas. These other ones are really not helping their cause. This one's at least a general, a little bit more well-rounded, but it's still definitely not spiky in the stat distribution where you want it to be. So again, complete your collections, try out the mechanics, but you might be grinding for better stat rolls than this one. Might just be a place to start. And that does wrap it up for Xur this week. Again, as I said, Last Word podcast recorded this morning. So audio will be up here probably within an hour or two. So look for that one on your podcast platforms. Your RSS feed should get popped here soon. As for videos, that'll go up on the Iron Lords podcast YouTube channel and my YouTube channel later. If you guys are still enjoying Outriders, I'll be streaming some of that. And, of course, everything else, you guys know where to find me. Right here on YouTube, if you're new to the channel and enjoyed the video, whether it be Destiny or Outriders, covering both of those, amongst other things, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. New stuff will be coming to you. If you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like below. If I missed anything on these, like stat rolls, good uses, things like that, comment below. And then, of course, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch. I stream a lot of things over on Twitch as well. Thank you guys very much. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you soon.